What do you think makes a good bakery?
I think it's the pastries always have to come first.
Okay.
If you can master a good croissant, a good viennoiserie, you've got the basics. Because there are too many bakeries that are just like stodgy brownies.
True.
That was my friend Joe. One of the tenets of our friendship is sitting around and having fatuous conversations, preferably at a bakery over a pastry. Joe is from London and I'm from Newcastle, and so when he came to visit, I was excited to do what we do best. Visit bakeries. I filmed us going to 3 of my favourite bakeries in Newcastle, eating good pastries, good viennoiserie, and no stodgy brownies.
We just went to Pink Lane Bakery on Pink Lane in Newcastle, and I think it's quite old, like a classic Newcastle bakery. It's right kind of in the city centre, which is great, but they do have a few offshoots. They have a really nice cafe space in Jesmond where you can sit down. Here you can't really sit down, you have to take it away, but we've come to some cute little steps and it's a lovely place to sit, to be honest, if the weather's nice. I got an almond croissant and I really like that almond croissants here. Things that I like about it, I love that it's flat, right? So that I can actually just bite into it, you know? Look how golden the bottom is. They do them so well.
And mukbang.
And also the top, so they put frangipane on it, on the top as well as in the middle. And it's essentially the same colour as the croissant because they bake it so well. And it means it's really crunchy, which I enjoy.
Shoo.
Also, because it's been so well baked, the pastry's crisp, the frangipane is crisp, and the almonds, the flaked almonds, which aren't too thinly flaked, which is nice, it adds a nice texture, have also become toasted, which really makes it taste almondy, because as Nigella says, do you know what she says about nuts?
No.
When you toast them, they get nuttier. And as well as the top getting all crispy, the bottom gets caramelized, and obviously because there's sugar in the frangipane, you get
The
these
Maillard reaction.
glassy caramelized bits, which are delicious. I also like how self-contained it is. It is filled with frangipane, but it doesn't ooze out. It's not too wet, but it's also not too dry. I think a big part of why I like this croissant so much is because it's so easily eatable. And especially when you don't have somewhere to sit and you're not going to give us plates and a table, you do need to consider that.
This is like we'll end up going to some plates restaurants and happy.
We are in PureKnead and they've literally just opened. They've got crates on the floor and we've got one cinnamon bun. Okay. It's still warm, but it's not like any cinnamon bun you've ever seen before. Like the pastry doesn't look particularly flaky. It's doughy.
But neither is it bready.
But not in a bready way, exactly. It's doughy and honestly more of a dumplingy way. I would say dumpling, what would you say?
Dumpling?
Yeah.
It's like it's made with suet almost.
But the outside is still crisp. And I love that it's coated in sugar because that's such a fun texture. It's hard to make objective statements about cinnamon buns because we all like different things. But for me, this is the perfect cinnamon bun. You couldn't peel the cinnamon bun apart. You couldn't unwind it. The outside is crisp, and then the middle, because it's so doughy, is just one doughy entity, which is also why the cinnamon permeates like every mouthful, because there is no textural distinction. The middle is just doughy. I love the space that you can sit in here. They have this big kitchen island, but it's just so light and bright, and a great place to sit. I would bring a laptop here or something. It's very like spacious and conducive to that kind of thing, I find. The trendy shallow glasses, I feel very, what's the word, sophisticated with these. It's on Dean Street. I love Dean Street. The buildings are so old and it's so steep, and you have all of the mixing of heights of the bridges and the buildings.
My impact is huge.
Where was that?
And Matt, I can't remember. When we went with... I love a bakery that gives you things to spread on the bread.
We have come to Northern Rye. It is an extraordinarily windy day. They have stools inside here but it's so popular that we couldn't sit inside. But it's right on the canal and you can just sit on the canal and it's actually a lovely place to sit when it's not quite so windy. So I have a book called Britain's Best Bakeries, and this is the only bakery in this video that's in it. And I would say that if you just want like a really good, well executed pastry and you don't care about anything else, come here. I've ordered a croissant because you can rely on the bog standard basics because they're really good bakers. Halving the croissant was tricky because it's so flaky, which is obviously a good thing, that's what you want. We've also got a ham and cheese croissant. We've noticed that there's bechamel in the ham and cheese croissant, which I love because I love bechamel sauce and it makes it moist. You could really taste the mustard in the bechamel.
I really like that.
I think this is an incredible ham and cheese croissant. And look at this caramelized cheese on the bottom. If you've ever had a Gale's ham and cheese croissant, it's like that because they also put bechamel in. But this is better than Gale's because it's a local business.